Hey guys, welcome myself back to my own channel and welcome you guys to another long video that you probably won't finish all the way. In this video, it's another room makeover. This room right here is an extra room we had in our house for a long time now. It once was an office, it once was someone's room, and it once was back at office, and now it's back to being someone else's room. So now, what we are going to do is switch it up. So I asked the person that is going to be moving into this room what they would want, and they asked for simple things. So gray, white, simplicity, blue, light blue, but not too much color. So we're gonna do what we're gonna do. And here's the before. As you can see, there's a bunch of random stuff on the walls. The walls aren't painted, that's the color the room came with when we bought the house. A weird beige cream color, and there's some stuff on the walls that we're gonna keep, and there's some stuff that we're gonna trash. So let's get started. Okay, so what we're gonna do is take some toothpaste and fill in the holes in the walls. We took down everything off the walls already, and some of those things were nailed into the wall, and we're just covering those nail holes with the toothpaste. I recommend that you use the white toothpaste for this and not the blue one. It doesn't really work that well, but it worked alright in our case. It wasn't the greatest, but if you have white toothpaste, use that, and that's only if you don't have putty to do it properly. Okay, so here we are. I am using the paint that we bought. She bought this lilac gray paint. It's like a really light gray. And we're just going to paint over the entire room. What I'm doing right here is wiping away some of the toothpaste. So like I said, the white one works better because it dries faster, and this one was still a bit tacky, so I just wiped off the extra and then we just finished painting over it. I'm going to try really hard not to make that annoying sound in the speaker. So we're just painting away, making sure to do the edges and the corners. And we decided to paint over that little electrical box over there on the wall, because we weren't going to leave it the same color, so we just painted over that too. Okay, so now what's going on is we have thrown everything onto the bed, and now I am just taking down these fugly curtains because this room has zero lighting. There's literally one light on the ceiling. It's a titty lamp, and you can barely see anything, and like any light bulb we put in there doesn't work. It's still very dim in this room. So we're removing all of these curtains because we're going to change them anyway later on, and we are just using natural light to see at this point. So that's what I'm doing right now. And we're just tossing them to the side and moving on to the other one on the other side there. After I remove this last one here, I just toss it off to the side, and I start going through the things on the bed, trying to move them off into the other corner of the room so that we can move the bed so that we can be able to paint this side of the room, because the bed basically takes up an entire side of the room and we are unable to get to there right now. So that's what we're doing, just moving stuff. Okay, and once we get everything condensed down, we start taking the clothes that were at the side folded already, and we're just stacking them on top of the bed, and now we have extra space to push the bed to the other side so that we can paint the other side of the wall. So now what I'm doing here is I got some of these things from the thrift store, and that lamp we already had in the room. I'm going to paint them white with this Rust-Oleum Gloss Protective Enamel white spray paint. That's the favorite white spray paint of mine that I always use. That's the only white one I have. I always get the same one. And I'm just going to spray paint all of this white because remember, she wants her room to be white, gray, and light blue. So none of this brown has to be showing. So this video and room was a lot easier to do other than the other video of me surprising my mom with her room. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and check that out. But this one was a lot easier because the person's room that I was doing was actually helping me decorate and clean up all of the stuff in the room. So it was a lot easier with extra help, because the other room I did have help, but this room I have help from the person whose room it belongs to. So it was a lot easier to go through things and figure out what the person wanted instead of it just being my ideas alone. It's a lot easier once you have a clue about what you want to put in the room, because when the person is in there, they can tell you what they want and do not want to go in there. So now I am just slowly but surely spray painting these all white, and this is kind of the wrong technique to do it, but it turned out pretty okay. Anyway, there weren't any mistakes on there. So later on in the night, I came back and gave everything a second coat of white, and we were all good to go. Just touching up any spots that I missed before. And now we have this extra thing that was in the room before. We took it out and now we're spray painting it. That was already in there, but again, we're just gonna make it white and then we're gonna put it back in the room. So we're just spray painting it every corner. Making sure to get it all spray painted. So now we are moving on to this shelf that I got from the thrift store, and it was very cheap, and it's a very long shelf, and I figured she could put some of her knickknacks on there. Instead of storing them away, she could have them on display on the wall. So now we are just spray painting it white so that it can match everything. And this took a few coats to make sure that it was completely white and no longer brown. Okay, so this mirror here was already in the room, and we want to spray paint it white, so we're going to cover it up with tape. This one was actually not in the room, and I had to find it on eBay because I wanted another exact mirror. to have 2 instead of 1. And we are covering that with tape in the center as well to cover up the mirror part. And now we are spray painting it white to match everything else. Thought it was so cool that I found it, and I could not find another one, so I think it's the last one. But if any one of you knows where to find another pair of these, let me know, because I do want some for myself. And we do a few coats of these as well, make sure everything's really white. And now we are back in the room. So now I am taping up the seal of the window right here, just the edge, because we want to repaint the edge white because we got a little bit of gray on it, and we might as well just do the whole thing, right? Why not? So it could all be the same color. So now we are just taping it down, all the sides and the top. And now I decided that I was going to tape each individual window because I didn't want to get it all messed up, and my mom was complaining a little bit. So instead of putting newspaper on it, I decided to tape it all up because I thought it would look cool, time-lapsed, taking it all apart. Yep, that's my only reason. But don't worry, I got this tape from Dollar Tree, so it's not gonna hurt nobody if it's wasted. It worked out anyway because we had to take off the curtains and we had to continue painting the room, and it blocked out anyone from looking inside of the room. So now I'm continuing to tape up the wall on the very top of the rim so that we can paint the ceiling, because I don't want to get any paint on that part, and I do want the trim to be white. So we are just going to finish that right there, boop, and now we're done. And now we are peeling up the tape because we did the bottom half, we painted it already, and we want to make sure we peel up the tape as fast as possible because you do not want it to dry onto the wall, because if you allow the paint to dry while the tape is on there, it could possibly peel up the tape, and you don't want that. So now we're doing the top. We are painting the ceiling. We did the trim, and we're going to paint the ceiling, and then we're going to do that a couple more times just to make sure it's really opaque and white and there's no streaks. Going through. So now I'm going with the second coat over the trim, just like I said, to make sure that it's really opaque and as white as it can be. So now we are peeling the tape from the trim, and it looks magnificent. Peeling, peeling, peeling. And there you go. So now we are taking the tape off of the window as well because we painted that already. And we're going to leave the actual window with the tape on it because we don't have our curtains yet, and we're going to leave it so that no one can peek through her window. So now we're taping up the door because we're gonna paint over that. And we're just making sure to go over all the edges. And now the room has a blue hue again, but you know, it'd be like that. So the blue hue, little blue hue, will be there for this clip because the sun came out and the tape is still on the window. So boo-hoo, blue hue. Gotta deal with it. So now I'm putting up the shelves that we got from outside that we just spray painted. I put the one in the middle, and I'm gonna put the two small butterfly looking ones up each side of it. I'm just making sure that it's as straight as possible. And if I don't like it, I redo it. But just trying to make sure it's exactly where I want it to be. So now we got that up there, and we are going to put this smaller shelf right here for her little knickknacks so she can put them on display. And then we got that up there, and now we are going in with the big shelf. We get that up there. And now I have these little mirror decorations that are blue, and you can't really tell because the hue is blue, like I just said. Dr. Seuss in this hoe. But we are going to place these mirrors on the wall above the shelf. And she has this little knickknack that I made her a while ago, and I'm going to place that up there too. Now we have the mirrors. We're taking the tape off and we're wiping them down really well. And then we take them in the room. So now we have that little box that we had spray painted outside earlier, and we are going to hang it back up. It was in this room before, but it was brown, and now it's white. So now I'm hanging a little mirror decoration in the middle, and I am putting the mirrors that we got earlier on each side of the big shelf. So now we are finally taking the tape off of the window. Yay, no more blue hue. So now we're taking it off one by one. And to me, this was worth it because look at this time lapse. Like, tell me that isn't satisfying. Nice. All right, so now we have our shelves finally put up, and now we have our curtains to finally put up. So we have the curtains now, and we are putting them in order: white, blue, white. And now we got them up there. Okay, so now we took down the titty lamp that was up there, and we are replacing it with this nice light fixture. Very crystally, very nice. Sorry about this clip, it's really raggedy, but I was trying to hold and help at the same time. Okay, so now we have this little electrical box that I hate to death. Look at how ugly that is. So we are going to fix that. My first idea was I wanted to cover it up with a picture frame and have two other similar picture frames, the exact ones on each side, to make it blend into the wall. So to do this, I just hung up the other two picture frames normally next to the side, and on the actual electrical box, I hot glued a push pin on to there, and I just hung it up like I normally would. And this did not last long. It fell down not even a day later. So my new idea was to take this Gorilla Glue, industrial type stuff, and we are just going to use these magnets that I got off of Amazon. They are super thin and super strong, and we're going to glue them onto the frame so that it can be magnetic and go onto the electrical box. So we're just going to carefully slide off each individual magnet and put a dollop size of glue that's the size of the magnet onto the back of the picture frame, making sure it's on the black part so that you can be able to remove it if you want to. We're making sure that the strong side is facing us. So we do that by putting it against the magnet, and the strongest part needs to be facing up. So now we put some weight on it, 2 photo albums and 2 sodas. Just weigh it down overnight. The next day, it worked out. Now you can easily slide this off, change the picture whenever you want to, and it works well. So you can see this is just the regular schmegular electrical box that I did not want to see anymore. I wanted to cover it up. And now what you can do is you just take your picture frame. Your magnets are thin enough on the back of it that it looks flush to the wall, and you just magnetize it to the door of the electrical box, and you can still open it by the picture frame. So you just put it on there. It's simple to put on, it's simple to take off, and you can still open it. And now I love it. So above here, she's going to have a TV, but it is not here yet. So I'm going to add a TV now. Yay, TV! So now we are doing the tanks. So she wants 2 fish tanks in here, and I'm going to set them up for her. We have this background here, nice natural blue, and we're just going to cut off the trim and size it up to the tank. So now what we're going to do is put the gravel in there. We boiled it for safety and rinsed it off multiple times, but the dye from the gravel is still making the water very blue. So we are just going to run the filter and make sure that all the blue goes out. And we did the same for these rocks over here, boiled them for safety and rinsed them multiple times to get all the dust and other particles out of there. And this tank is going to be a glowfish tank, and we have all of our stuff set up. This one is going to be a betta fish tank, and all of the little ornaments that are in each tank have been boiled for safety as well, even the silicone ones. So now we're just adding our quick start and water conditioner, making sure the water is safe for the fish to go in. And we're going to do that to both tanks, making sure the filter is running, and we're going to have a heater in both tanks as well. So now here are our fish. Here are the glowfish. We have 6 glowfish: yellow, orange, red, pink, purple, and blue. So now what we're going to do is just set them in the tank for 20 minutes and let them acclimate, making sure that the water is the same temperature so that they don't get shocked when you put them in. Never throw your fish directly in the water as soon as you get them. So now we have this blue and yellow gold betta fish that we're going to put in this tank over here. Again, we're going to put him in and acclimate him for 20 minutes. And once the 20 minutes is up, it's time to carefully take the betta fish out of the tank, empty out all the store's water because you don't want that water getting in, and put the fish in the tank. And we're going to do the same for these fish over here. So we are going to open the bag elsewhere above the sink, making sure that we can get all of that nasty water out and put the fish in the net so that we can get just the fish in the tank and not the water that comes with it. So there goes the blue one. And there goes the rest of them. So now back to this wall right here. we are going to put a frame around the picture frames here. I liked it, but not enough. I didn't like that you can still see the top of the little electrical box and you can definitely tell that something was sticking out. I didn't like that. So now we're going to cover it up. I have this crystal wrap that I got from Amazon, and I'm just going to measure it up to the edge here. Cut the strip where I need it to be cut. And then we're just going to pin it to the wall. Oh, and I dropped my pin. And now we're going to pin it to the wall. And we're going to pin it on each side. So we'll grab another pin, make sure that it's flush to the wall, and pin the other side. And now I sped this up for your convenience because boring. But now we're just going to pin each section individually until we got it full. And now we're going to do the bottom half and the side. And there you go. So now what we're going to do is take these little half back pearls that I bought from Amazon and individually hot glue them onto this little frame here. And when I tell you that took forever, it took 5-ever. So I started off gluing them to all of the push pins, the clear push pins, just so that they would look like they were 3D and coming out. And after that, I just started randomly gluing them all around so that it could be crystally and pearly, I guess. And then I realized you could barely see what I'm doing here, and it just looks like I'm bobbing in place. So I just stopped. And we're going to show you the room in 3, 2, 1, psych! We are going to look at how the room was before. Let's take a look back. The titty lamp, beautiful. The plain, dull walls, scratched up in every way. All the weird little decor items on the wall that don't match at all. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Obviously, I'm joking. But you can see how the room used to look before. Even the old bed that was there. And you can see the curtains where the tank was. With no fish in it, obviously, because we're not putting a fish right there. And now, 3, 2, 1. Here is what the room looks like now. It's much brighter. It looks much better than before. Everything matches on the wall. Our tanks are set up and running. We got a new reupholstered chair right there. Another tank set up right here. New dresser. A completely new mattress. And a completely new wall set up right here. Our TV. And everything set up. Got the picture frames up there on the shelves. And just, wow, would you look at the difference? That, my friend, is magical. Now let's take a better look at all the details here. Look at this tank. Wow. Okay, so now we're gonna take a look at the tank. Look at these fish, living lavish. full glow tank, glowing fish, glowing decorations. Magical, if you ask me. Magical. Here is the full inside of the tank. You can see they have plenty of hiding spots. Filter running, air bubble running, heaters on the other side over there. Just magical. Okay, and now that you've had a good look at that tank, let's look at the other tank. Beta fish tank right here. Still a little bit cloudy there, but trust me, it did clear up, and it did clear up well. And I will add a picture right here just to show you. You can see all the blue decorations. That is a nice tank. Nice blue, yellow, gold coloration. And there's a tank. So here is one last look at everything. Lights off. Got the pretty decorations on each side. And our nice glowing tank. A nice little frame there for our electrical box. Picture frames. Nice shelving. Our bed set. New dresser, new bed, new curtains, new everything. Just wow. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this far. If you have not yet seen the other transformation room video from my mom, go ahead and check that out. It's the one right before this one. And thank you so much for watching this entire room transformation. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you liking. I appreciate you subscribing. Thank you for doing all of that. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep commenting on the videos, telling me what you want to see next, and maybe I'll get to it. Thank you so much for just interacting with me. I love doing these, and I love that you guys love seeing these. So overall, thank you, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.